My name is Greg Martin, and I was a nursing home administrator for a little over 10 years. One of the most heartbreaking things I dealt with was residents with Alzheimer's disease. Not only was the disease scary to the resident, it was saddening and confusing for their families as well. There are many resources available on the internet where an explanation of the disease ranges from basic, simple terms to detailed technical terms. Below are links to a few of those sites, but a Google search will provide many, many more. Without an understanding of the disease, family members often didn't understand why that spouse, parent, or grandparent stopped remembering them. Their mistaken belief was that maybe the patient just wasn't trying hard enough. I saw many family members hurt to the point of tears. There was no question they needed someone to take the time to help them understand the disease, and an understanding of the disease was always an enormous relief. Alzheimer's disease is caused by plaques and tangles that destroy brain cells, causing a lack of connection between neurons. As the brain cells are destroyed, the brain decreases in size. This process can happen quickly, or it can happen over a long period of time. It can appear to happen in levels and stages where memory loss levels out for a period of time, but will always eventually continue. As brain cells are destroyed, sections of the brain often disappear. In this picture, notice where sections of the healthy brain appear as dark places in the Alzheimer's brain. I use this picture to explain why the patient no longer remembers the family member. I point to a section of the healthy brain that corresponds and say, look, this is where you were stored in mom's brain. Looking at the same place, but in the Alzheimer's brain, that section has disappeared. It's not that mom isn't trying to remember you, it's that all memory of you has actually disappeared. Now, although the actual process of memory loss is much more complex, this explanation always makes the memory loss more understandable. Every single Alzheimer's patient will progress through the disease differently. A common saying is, if you met one person with dementia, you met one person with dementia. Alzheimer's disease is just one of a number of diseases that fall under the broad category of dementia. At the beginning stages of the disease, mom might re-enter your world for brief periods of time, but eventually their world is the only one they live in. They will eventually forget everything, from people to the ability to speak. The brain will eventually be sufficiently damaged to result in death. To be able to continue to enjoy a relationship with the Alzheimer's patient, you must enter their world. Answer the same question without getting frustrated as many times as they ask it. If they tell you about a memory that never really occurred, act as though it did. Trying to correct them might end up with the patient angry and confused, and with you feeling hurt and hopeless. By entering their world, the both of you can continue to experience the feelings of love and friendship that you always had. I hope this explanation of the progression of the Alzheimer's disease was helpful. I'm obviously not a narrator.